Hey y'all, it's Kinsey here. Welcome to my channel. Today we have a very fun video in store. We're going to be talking about what Paige Koren inspired me to buy. If you don't know who Paige Koren is, she is a beauty influencer. She does videos on YouTube and she talks about makeup. Her personality is amazing. She's so genuine and so sweet about everything. So I love to watch her videos because she's just a genuine person. Now, her makeup is very similar to the style that I like my makeup, so that's why I bought all of these products, because of her. The shirt that I'm wearing today is actually Paige Koren's merch. I will have all of her socials linked below, that way you can find her and find her merch. But we're going to go ahead and get started with our eyebrows. She did not really inspire me to buy this. This is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 3.5. I have actually been using this for years. But she did inspire me to buy the 24-Hour Brow Setter by Benefit. This is the clear brow gel. She is who got me into wearing clear brow gel because she stands by this. She says this is her favorite. So I'm going to go ahead and go do my brows off camera and I'll be right back. After my brows are done, I went ahead and carved them out with concealer. And now we're going to move on to eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit closer to what I'm doing. Okay, now that we're all up close and personal, we're going to go ahead and go with the eyes. I have two palettes that I wanted to mention in today's video. She inspired me to buy both of these palettes. So the first palette that she inspired me to buy was the Naughty Nude palette from Huda Beauty. It looks like. Now, this palette is more neutral with pops of like purple. It's like a purpley mauve neutral palette. Now, the next palette is the complete opposite. Glam Light Cake palette. This palette is your colorful dream. It is so beautiful, and if you love color, you will love this palette. Here's what she looks like on the outside, and when you open it up, here's what it looks like on the inside. Very, very colorful. She loves the Huda Beauty formula, and she also loves the Glam Light formula. So I was like, well, let's just pick up one of each. Go ahead and clip my hair back to get it out of my face, and we'll go ahead and get started on the eyes. Okay, so I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on the Glam Light Cake palette because I'm feeling in a colorful mood today. I'm not sure of what look I'm gonna go for, but let's just say it'll be very colorful. For my brushes today, I'm gonna be using these babies. These are literally the best brushes ever. These are Paige Koren's Collide with Bling brushes. This one is very dirty because these brushes have been loved, used, and abused. But I'm gonna go ahead and use these today just because it's a Paige video, so it's just suiting and it's fitting. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start out with Red Velvet and put that on my outer crease. And if I'm looking down, I'm looking into my mirror. So but I'm just placing that here a little higher up. That way, because I have hooded eyes. So if you place higher up, then it's going to make your eyes look more open instead of more drooped down, and you'll actually be able to see the shadow. So that's why I'm doing that. By the way, I'm using an E22 for that, which is just like a very small blender. I know she likes to use this for her inner corner highlight, but I like to use it for my detailed blending because that's just what I like. I'm taking E25, I'm dipping into the shade. I'm going to mix, let's see, cranberry and raspberry together. And I'm just going to blend out the Red Velvet shade that I had on before. So I'm just slightly adding that. Wow. These are so pigmented. Oh my goodness. So I started watching Paige a long time ago. She still lived with her parents, obviously, because she hasn't been moved out that long, but she still lived with her parents, and found her because of her video that Jaclyn Hill found, basically. And when Jaclyn Hill did that contest or whatever it was for the Morphe store or Sephora store, whatever it was, and that's when I found her channel. So a very long time ago, and I loved her content because she just seemed so genuine and actually like she enjoyed her job. which is very hard to find sometimes. So now I'm taking an E21 and I'm going a mixture between peach and pineapple. It has been snowing all week, so I'm trying to just feel more spring or summery with this look. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish blending and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and my eyes are now done. My eyes took a turn, I think for the better. I decided to do a more extreme look, but let's just say I cut my crease with concealer and then I added the shade Banana, so it was this sparkly one up there. So my eyes are done for now. We're gonna go ahead and go on to priming. Primer today, Paige inspired me to buy the Milk Hydro Grip. Now, I wanted to buy this for a long time, but I was just like, I don't need it. I have a bunch of primers, I don't need it. And then she was like talking so highly about it. And then finally I was just like, fine, I'll give in and I'll purchase it. So that's what I did. And let's just say I love it. It definitely has a sticky base. And I think Paige liked it because of the sticky base, because it will make your makeup last all day, which is why I like it. So for foundation, I'll be going in with the Believe Beauty foundation. This can be found at the Dollar General for $5. Now, Paige tried this a long time ago, and this used to be her all-time favorite. And her skin is always so pretty. So I was like, if this works for her, then I need it, even though I don't have oily skin and she does. It was $5 from the Dollar General. I was like, I have to try this. If it's not good, then oh well, it's only $5. But let's just say I loved it. So, and I think this is honestly still one of her favorite foundations, but she hasn't mentioned it on her channel in a while, but I still believe it's one of her favorites. So I'm going to be mixing two shades because I don't have my exact shade right now because it's winter and I'm pale. But I'm using the shade Ivory and then mixing it with Neutral Tan because this one's my summer shade. This is too light. So, mixing. So I'm just going to be taking that on my beauty blender and pouncing it into my skin. If you guys don't know who Paige is, I highly recommend you go check her out because she's like one of my favorite beauty people to watch on YouTube. Because she's not full of herself and she gives credit to small businesses, which I love. So, you should definitely go check her out. I think this is a good match. I know these eyes look crazy right now, but once you get the whole face on, then it will look much better, so trust. Foundation says that it is medium to full coverage, and I believe that. It's definitely giving me more medium buildable. As you can see right now, I definitely think it's full coverage, but that's because I'm laying on a lot. It gives about probably like a natural matte finish. I wouldn't say it's dewy, but it's also not completely matte. So I'd say it's probably like a natural matte. I have a full face of makeup for that she made me buy, except for lashes. Now, I know one of her favorite lash brands is D-Star Lashes, and I used to have a pair of lashes from them. It was actually the one that she collaborated with them on, but I used them many times and I had to throw them away, obviously, because they were getting loved and used and were very old, and I just haven't repurchased from them because I had many other lashes I needed to go through. So that's the only product that I don't have that she made me buy. I want you guys to comment down below who your favorite YouTubers are. Let me know, so maybe if I don't know them, then I can find them and watch them, and maybe I'll fall in love with them too. So comment down below who your favorite is. So next, we're going in with concealer. I'm using the Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer. This is her all-time favorite concealer, she says. And she started using it, I believe, in 2020, but she has been using it all year of 2020, and she said this was her favorite, so she claims that it doesn't crack, doesn't crease, doesn't get cakey, nothing under her eye. So I'm going to try that out. This is actually my first time using this concealer, so let's hope I love it. This shade might be a little light for me, but I love a brightening concealer, so. And she said it's very full coverage, so you don't need a lot, so. I don't know. I have the shade 1, by the way, but I don't know if this is supposed to be a matte finish or creamy. I don't know, but I'm just going to go ahead and take this end of my sponge and start blending that in. It's already looking very brightening and very full coverage, but we'll have to see. It feels so weird using all these products because I have like my daily products that I use and that I'm used to using. I use every single day because I know they work for my skin. So it's very weird to use all these products that are not my normal use, but we'll just have to see how they look. I feel like you do have to blend kind of quick with this because the ones under my eye that I put on first were already starting to dry down, so it's definitely more matte than I'm used to, but it is laying very well. Wow, I look so pale. Wow. Okay, so now we're gonna go on with powder, and for powder she influenced me to buy the Huda Beauty Easy Bake, what is it? Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. Now, this I have used a few times, but it is very matte for me, and I already don't have oily skin. I know Paige has oily skin, so that's why she loves this powder, and she uses a lot of powder. But for me, it's a little too mattifying, but it's still very good, and I use the shade Pound Cake. I'm just going to go ahead and blend out my creases and then dip in, see how much powder. Whew. And then I like to dust a little off on the back of my hand and then go in and set. And this powder is very, very fragrant. So if you don't like fragranced makeup, then you will not like this powder. And set my face with the F21 from Paige's Blinged Brushes collaboration. I don't like to swipe my powder on until I have it all tapped because I don't want to disturb my base underneath. So after I have it all on, I just then like to very lightly swipe. Now that I'm all set and looking very pale, I'm going to be going in with bronzer. Now for bronzer, I have the Maybelline City Bronzer. This is a new discovery, she said, and she said this is one of her favorite bronzers because it's gorgeous. Now, I don't know if this one is different. It has different packaging, but this bronzer has a little tiny bit of shimmer, just barely. F23 brush for this, and getting a generous amount on the brush. Tapping off, and then I'm just going to go right into the hollows of my cheeks. I don't like to contour. I just like to bronze my face up because I feel like after concealer and foundation and powder, I am very pale and very one color, so I like to add a lot of dimension. As you can see, that has already created such a good dimension to my face. Okay, now that I'm done with bronzer, I'm going to move on to blush. Now for blush, I personally don't like this blush that much. Now, it's a beautiful blush, but it's a little too shimmery for my liking. I like a shimmery blush, but not this shimmery. This is the L'Oreal Blush Please Shimmering Blush in Blushin' in Saint Tropez. How many times can I say blush in that sentence? Anyway, she actually got recommended this, I think, from a subscriber or something, and she tried it and she liked it, so she kept using it, and I was like, I think I'm going to buy that to try it. And I didn't realize it was that shimmery. Very shimmery. Okay, so I'm going to be using her F24 for this. It's just like an angled brush. I like to use it for blush. So tapping off a lot of the excess. I like to put my blush a little higher up and like focus it to the back more, just to kind of give me like a facelift a little. So I just like to place it and then bring it down a little. I like to tap for blush because if you swipe, you can get rid of some of that powder or foundation underneath. So I just like to tap. Now that I'm done with blush, bronzer, we're going to go ahead and do our underneath, our lower lash line. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. I'm just going to do basically the same thing I did on the top, but on the bottom. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, I'm back. My under eyes are done. Now I'm going to move on to highlighter. Now, for highlighter, I have two different ones. Because I didn't really have one specific that she made me buy, but I know that I used to have this. Now this is the O for highlighter in Rodeo Drive. Recently started using O for highlighters again and purchased more, and I was like, that reminds me, I love O for highlighters. Why do I not use this anymore? So then I got this back out and started using it again. But I'm also going to mix it with the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Golden Flower Crown, just because it's gorgeous and she likes these, I believe. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix those two together. I'm using her F25. This is literally the best highlighter brush ever. I'm just going to swirl it. Now, these O for highlighters, you do not need a lot because, wow, like, I barely tapped in and that is so bright. Her E26 is just a tiny little brush, and I'm going to highlight my inner corners and my brow bone with this. She loves this mascara. This is her favorite drugstore mascara, she says, and this is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. I personally have tried it, and it wasn't my favorite. It's good, but it's not my favorite. But I'll go ahead and apply it, and I'll show you guys. This mascara is gorgeous, but I apply falsies every day, so I don't really need a mascara that's like does a lot. I just need it to coat the lashes. Now for lashes, I'm very excited to show these. Paige did not recommend these, but I know that she loves this brand, and that is Lunar Beauty by Manny MUA. I'm sure all of you know who Manny MUA is. I have 3 of his lashes right here, and I'm so excited to use these. I did use one pair already. I used the pair Luna, I believe. Let me check, make sure. Yes, I used the pair Luna, which is this one. I used this pair the other day. I love them. I love these lashes so much. They are so comfortable. They're literally the most comfortable lashes that I've ever worn. I couldn't even tell that I was wearing lashes. Okay, I'm back. I don't have lashes on yet because I wanted to add more blush. Now, my blush is not popping very well because of how shimmery that was. I didn't want to use a lot. So I am going to go back into this palette with my blush brush, and I'm going to take the shade Peach. Now, this is a very bright shade, so I'm going to take it very, very lightly. Like, look how much pigment. Tap, 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 tap. And I'm going to add a little bit more of that just to get the desired pigment that I want. Okay, I'm back with lashes on, and I went ahead and did my lower mascara. Now, I actually decided to go with the style Nova in the lashes because Aries were just a little too big for me. Well, it's just because I have small eyes. But can we just talk about how beautiful this packaging is? Like, and it opens like... amazing. Last but not least is lips. She likes normal lipsticks. I personally like liquid lipsticks better just because masks now, and I don't know. But she likes the Maybelline lipsticks, I believe. So I was like, I'm going to try them. Just because she likes them, I'll try them. So I have 2 shades. I have 144 Naked Dare and 177 Bare Reveal. And these are both in the cream. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch them. The top one is shade 177 Bare Reveal, and the bottom one is 144 Naked Dare. Now, the bottom one is a lot more cool toned and brown, and the top one is a lot more pinky, peachy. So I'm just going to go with 177 Bare Reveal. It'll go with the eye look better. So go ahead and apply that to the lip. Okay, so here's the lip. It is a little light for me. I like a little bit of a darker nude lip, but I know Paige likes the lighter nude lip. So we have one more product to talk about, and this is the lip gloss. She loves the Fenty Gloss Bombs. Now, I like them as well, but I'm not a big fan of gloss just because I don't like my lips to be sticky all the time. But this gloss is not sticky at all. So she actually was the one, obviously, that made me want to buy this in the first place. So I just have the original Fenty Gloss Bomb. I personally like this shade the best. So just going to apply a little bit of that just in the center. Now I'm done with the finished look. How do you like it? I personally love how the look turned out. The lips are a little different for me just because, like I said, I don't really like glossy lips. But I'm actually very happy with how this look turned out. I loved pretty much everything that I used. Honestly, my favorite thing, I couldn't even tell you. I actually love the foundation and concealer put together. They made a beautiful under eye. Like, my under eye looks so smooth. And let's just say Paige Koren knows what she's talking about, people. Like, her makeup is always on point. And I knew if I took her recommendations that I would look on point. So now that I used everything that she likes, I do think that my makeup turned out really, really well. Go check her out. And please, 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 if you're watching this, tag her in this video or send it to her somewhere so she can see it, please. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you have any other video ideas that you want me to do or any looks that you want me to recreate, I'll have my Instagram down below, and also comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video, please, to help me with my channel. Also, comment down below who your favorite YouTuber is so I can check them out. Again, thanks for watching, and I love you guys so much. Bye!